Well, I would say this. I've never seen Kellen play golf, but he's an athlete, right? So I suspect he can swing it. Although he's got a young family, and young families in golf aren't very they don't really work well together.
Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Could you just, obviously people are going to be monitoring the quarterback situation with your team
Yeah.
all year just because of the lack of a veteran, and just you've been around a lot of these players for a long time. How do you respond to this, if there is a narrative or if it even exists, that like some veteran players will think, well, if they don't bring in an established veteran, then what is the urgency to winning this year, even as my career is kind of getting up in years, like the veterans across the roster?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard that. I think every veteran and every player on our team is just focused on being the best player they can be, and us being the best team we can be. So, I haven't heard anybody express that.
Can we ask about Derek, the situation? Obviously, not that you want to give us every detail, but we haven't talked to you since the retirement announcement, just how it unfolded and you all reaching an amicable agreement.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've said everything that we need to say on that.
What do you think about a young quarterback room? Like, essentially everybody's really young.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're young. It's a young group, enthusiastic. There's talent there, and I think we got a great coaching staff. I mean, we got 3 former quarterbacks, with Kellen, with Doug Nussmeier, and with Scott in the room with them. So I think that's a good mix.
And for Kellen, he's getting an opportunity to mold it into his own in
Yeah.
too. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, listen, that's I think that needs to unfold, number one. But look, he's had success as a quarterback. He understands the position. He understands what he needs to ask from these guys at the stage of their career, and so I'm anxious and enthusiastic about seeing how it unfolds.
Mickey, is it possible that after OTAs and minicamp play out, you'll be able to make a smarter decision about whether to bring in a veteran or not after you've seen more of these young guys?
Well, I don't know what that means. I think I always make smart decisions. They don't always work out.
Well, I didn't say you did. I'm just saying.
I think the idea is that.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll have more information after watching.
Do you want to have more information?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And I really can't answer that other than just to say, look, we're always at every position looking to see if there's a way we can improve. And so I don't look at that any differently than I would look at our linebacker room or, our DB room or, any position. If there's an opportunity for us to improve, then we're going to look to take it.
How much do you look forward to this aspect of the offseason, count the OTAs coming up, getting on the field?
Yeah, I think, we look forward to the whole offseason. It's a chance to, make an impact. And I think one thing as a GM, as a personnel guy, our personnel department, I think in season sometimes you feel a little bit helpless. That's in the hands of the coaches and players, and so in the off season is when we can make an impact, and so we're trying to do that.
Just had one follow-up. You've been in the league a long time. You've seen a lot of different situations. Is this one of the more unique, strange, crazy situations you've dealt with a quarterback maybe in his prime or in his 30s that just decided to part ways?
Yeah, well, look, he was injured, so we've had, I've been around a long time, so there's not many things that I haven't seen. You have injuries that come up and things that you may not think are that serious at one time that end up becoming serious. So from that aspect, I would say it's not rare, but it doesn't happen very often. And so you get curveballs in this game all the time, and this is one that we have to deal with.
Did anything stand out about the schedule that was just released last week?
Well, we don't have any primetime games, so that's what the league thinks of us, and that's fine. There's a lot about the schedule that I really like. We knew who we were going to play, just a matter of when and where, and I kind of like the way it laid out.
Do you like that, though? Maybe, I think it's a cliche, but can you use it as motivation?
Yeah, I think you can. Yes, absolutely. Look, we're used to playing in primetime, right, over the years, and but we had 5 wins last year, so we can't really complain about it. We got to go out and perform and earn those opportunities.
Did that surprise you a lot, though? I guess because until a few years ago, everyone had to have at least one primetime game.
That surprised me. Yeah, I think it surprised me a little bit.
How's your game, by the way? Golf game?
My golf game, it depends on the day. It's really good if I have good partners.
And I have one more quarterback question. I know it could work out great with one of these young guys, but is it unusual to have a whole quarterback room? And I know it's unusual, but I guess could you kind of put it in perspective where there isn't currently, I don't think there's currently one regular season win among that role? As a starter?
Yeah.
Could you just give some perspective on how you view that as not a problem or whatever?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But I don't think that that's rare. And I think there's been lots of quarterback rooms around the league over the years where they've got a young group and they got to develop them. And I wouldn't say it's ideal, but that's the hand we've got dealt with us right now.
Given the timeline of obviously, Derek leaving and the quarterback room getting that much younger, if you were to add, someone else, another veteran for the room, what would the timeline of that be? What would go into kind of that process?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how to answer that. It's May, it's not right after the season, and there's not a lot of free agents out there, so it's just different.
How closely are you starting to work with Kellen, develop that relationship and input that you're giving him as he establishes things?
Yeah, I think it's been great so far. It's been fantastic, as a matter of fact. He's really open, collaborative, and I think it's been fantastic. I mean, we speak several times every day, and I think it's been really good, understanding, his philosophies and some of the things that he wants to do. So it's been fantastic.
Can I ask one question? Do you have a friendship and a relationship with Joe Dumars? How is that been now that he's in the building talking to him, and just that you all are working, not together, but in a capacity?
Yeah, it's, first of all, Joe Dumars is fantastic. I haven't had a lot of conversations with him. I've had a couple, but he's kind of hit the ground running and had a lot to do, has a lot on his plate. And so he's over there, doing those things, doing his thing. And but look, he's fantastic, and I'm glad we're lucky to have him.